Hello there, Atheist Jr. here, your friend and humble narrator. And we're going to be doing a bit of a different stream today. Um, and this is an older debate. Let me know in the chat my audio is okay and everything. Uh, so, for whatever reason, I happened to stumble upon the channel of Mr. LPP, Logical, Plausible, Probable. Just let that username sink in for a second. I mean, yeah, yeah. No, that's real. Logical, plausible, probable. Uh, so this is a debate that he did with somebody. I'm not sure the opponent, but basically, the debate is about bodily autonomy. My mic got unplugged. All right, I'm gonna let the video play while I sort out my technical issues. Hello, Karisu. Please let me know how messed up my stream is. But all right, let's play this video.
Okay. All right. So Lena, go ahead.
I appreciate it. I just want to start actually by saying I didn't get a chance last conversation to kind of lay out why I engage in these discussions and like what I'm about. So I just want to say I really appreciate doing this. I love reaching across the aisle, being able to have really clear-minded and honest conversations about these difficult topics. This is not easy for a lot of people. This brings up a lot of emotions. Just religion in general, not abortion specifically, but all the different conversations that we have. I just want to let you know that I do this for my own understanding because that's the only understanding I see as really mattering. The only intelligence that matters is my own at the end of the day. So I want to make sure that I'm right on these things, and I think that I am, and I think that it matters, especially when it comes to situations of human rights, which is what I see it as. So I just want to preface it by saying that I try my best to be a good faith interlocutor, and I hope the same for all parties involved. But I think we've already established that rapport. So we can jump right in from there.
No, I appreciate that. And yeah, it's always good to have you back. So somebody's echoing here. What's going on there? Okay. All right. So you are pro-choice. Why don't you go ahead and outline your argument as to why you are in favor of it?
Yeah, so the only argument I really came to defend was the argument from bodily autonomy. So I believe that everybody has ubiquitous jurisdiction over their own body. I think this applies equally to fully grown people as it does to fetuses, or really any stage of the development that you want to argue for. I think that they have the right to bodily autonomy, but that when one organism is inside the other, then you have to defer to, the person's bodily autonomy. And if one person chooses to terminate a pregnancy, that is their right under their body.
When your penis is inside the woman to impregnate her, do you have full autonomy inside of her?
Can you elaborate what you mean by autonomy?
Well, I'm extrapolating out your logic, right? So you're saying if something is inside somebody else's body, then you have full autonomy, ubiquitous autonomy, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure.
Okay. So
Like
if
chop
so,
your penis off once it's inside her, like she can like, if she's like giving a blowjob, like she can
yeah,
bite down.
I mean, it's inside. It's inside of her body. So does she now?
Okay. Sorry, I was setting up my microphone. Yeah, so this argument is just so goddamn stupid. No, LPP. Just because the penis is inside the woman, that does not mean it's equivalent, because a fetus shares its bloodstream with the mother. It's connected via the placenta, where it gets new cells from its mother. It's able to respirate because of the placenta, and it gets nutrients. Your dick is not connected to the woman. It's attached to your body. It's not a part of her body. It might be inside of her body, but it is not anything to do with your bodily autonomy. Your bodily autonomy is separate from hers in that moment. And he's actually going to die on this hill. He's going to continue to make this dumb argument for, well, I don't want to spoil things, but it's just incredible how badly LPP misunderstands bodily autonomy. Like, this is his actual argument. Hello, Stacy.
Does your penis become part of her body at that point?
No. Like, what if with the same logic, you could say, if a woman swallows a mayfly without killing it, it's inside of her body now. It's a separate living organism. It's separate from her. It's got its own unique DNA, but it's still not a part of her body. It's inside her body, but it's not a part of her body.
No.
Okay, cool. And why is that?
Like being like in one of the orifices, we'll say, is not comparable in the same sense of bodily autonomy.
Well, why?
And if we're talking consensual, obviously, I want to be clear. I'm not advocating for rape.
Well, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm saying that I want you to establish why is your penis a component of an entirely different organism? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Your penis is not a component of your unique body?
It is.
Okay, cool. So, is there a different genetic code which is...
Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Hold on. I'm rewinding this video.
No. I want to be clear. I'm not
I feel like he just tried to do a switcheroo there.
advocating for rape.
Well, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm saying that I want you to establish why is your penis a component of an entirely different organism? Yes or no?
No.
Your penis is not a component of your unique body?
Hold on. He said, I'm not crazy, right? He's saying that, okay, I need to hear this again.
Yes or no? Is your penis a component of an entirely different organism?
Is your penis a part of an entirely different organism?
Yes or no?
No.
So no.
Your penis is not a component of your unique body?
Dude, you are so fucking dishonest, LPP. You totally just changed what you just said, bro. Unbelievable.
It is.
Okay, cool. So, is there a different genetic code which is the foundation to the cells which make up your dick?
Different genetic code from who? The woman? I think yes. By the way, shout out to Jay Bundy as the moderator.
Aware.
You don't think you have there's not a unique genetic code which is the foundation to the cells that make up your dick?
Why do you have to say it like that? Like LPP and his like long catchphrases. It's so annoying.
I mean, I'm not an expert on the biology,
I'm not an expert on dicks. Well, actually.
but like, we'll say that your body.
I'm guessing Dr. J Bundy back there is like flipping out right now. I think he works in evolutionary biology and is probably flipping out by there being a question of whether or not there is a unique genetic code in the cells which are comprised.
I mean, I would say
Don't try to act like the moderator's on your side. That's like, he's supposed to remain neutral.
I would say there is, but I'm just listening to hear where this goes. Yeah, I'm letting you guys go.
I wasn't quite tracking, but I think I get what you're saying, and yeah.
Okay, so the point. Okay, I'll break it down. Okay, so the zygote, embryo, fetus, etc., that is inside the woman, does it have a unique genetic code from the moment of conception? Yes or no, or recombination? I guess. Yes or no?
I mean,
I would say yes.
based on my last failure, I want to say yes now.
Okay, the answer is yes. Okay, so the cells that are now the result of the fusion of the sperm and egg and the ultimate recombination of the half of the DNA from the mother, half the DNA from the father, which now have formed a unique genetic code. And
dude, what LPP is so overly unnecessarily verbose, and it's so annoying, dude. Like, just get to the point. Just say what you're trying to say without the extra 14 adjectives, dude. Come on.
Unique organ.
He literally tries so hard to seem like he's the smartest person in the room, and really he's a dumb fuck.
Exists from the moment of conception and will always be unique hitherto. So let's go back to the earlier question. Do the cells that make up your dick, when they are inside a woman, are they now under her complete control, or do you maintain the rights to them?
The rights? No, you maintain control of it. It's part of your body. It's so weird, dude.
And her to not be able to like do whatever she wishes.
Yeah, I think you would maintain your rights because there's a significant.
Well, question: is she a biblical succubus? Because if she's a succubus, then yes, she would maintain complete control of your dick in that scenario. But I need, that would be extra context that I would need to know.
Difference between being inside someone's womb and being like in their mouth, for instance, right? Like the pull out, the ease of pull out, I think is a relevant factor.
Well, right, because you have the capacity to do so, right? And assuming you don't like bleed to death, even if for some reason your penis was removed from your body by this one of these, an action she takes, you probably wouldn't die. Right?
Well, I mean that
an action she takes, like, what? What are you talking about, bro?
would not be okay. Like that would be
like, this is a Lorena Bobbitt situation. What does this have to do with bodily autonomy or like, well, abortion? I could see what that would have to do with bodily autonomy, because nobody should be subjected to having a part of their body be forcibly removed or have unnecessary surgery. I would see that as a violation of bodily autonomy. Yes, I think that's fair. But whatever his example was starting out, like, we've just totally lost the plot, dude. Like, where we're going, we don't need roads, chat.
No. Whether or not it's okay or not okay is not the question. The question is, you're probably not going to die if she bites your dick off or like somehow cuts it off for some reason.
You could get an infection,
bro. I literally said that's within the realm of possibility, but we're talking about the likelihood. The likelihood is that you're not going to die even if that happens.
Why does this matter? What are we talking about, dude?
You might want to, because you don't have a dick.
Good medical care? Probably not. Yeah.
Okay.
I highly doubt any human woman could bite a penis clean off. I mean, I'm sorry, but she's not a bear, dude. Like, that's I don't think you could do that. It's why are we talking about this, dude? This is so weird.
Okay, cool.
Oh, well, I mean, I picked the video. It's my stream, but still, I had not seen this part of the debate. I watched more towards the end, and Jesus. We're gonna carry on, chat. We're gonna power through.
In almost all cases, does abortion result in the total death of this life form that's inside the mother?
Yeah, that's the point. That's the entire point. So yes. What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? It's like, so do most of do an overwhelming majority of the people who attend the drive-through line at the fast food restaurant known as McDonald's that serves a variety of items like hamburgers and French fries, do the people that are in the line that are in their vehicles, consisting of tires, metal, a steering wheel, glass, when they order their food, is there an overwhelming majority of people that receive their food when they go through the McDonald's drive-through? And is that, can we, like, shut the fuck up, dude? My God. LPP is such a moron.
Well, I mean, when we use the word death, it implies like the implications of like life. But I mean, yeah.
I'm wrong. Are you speaking from experience, Eric? You have you been crippled?
For the sake of the argument, yeah, sure. I'm willing to grant personhood wherever you want, and then say like, yes, it is a. We could even call it a murder if you wanted.
Okay, so you're
Well, it's not murder, but okay. I don't know why you would cede that to a pro-life person in a debate. Like, I'm not a big fan of the opponent in this debate, like Lena. Like, for the most part, I agree with what Lena says, but there's some serious questions or moments that they whiff on. They whiff. You know, they totally miss the obvious like answer to give, and then LPP is just fucking insufferable.
in favor of murder of the innocent who are unable to defend themselves. Is that correct?
I value the rights of bodily autonomy over the rights of the fetus to use another person. See, that's the thing, is I apply the right to bodily autonomy ubiquitously, whereas I see you guys as applying special rights to the fetus.
Okay, so does the
LPP, does it have to be murder? Is there any distinction to you, like, at all, where, and I'm not saying you don't, where it could be.
I didn't actually use that word.
Good question. Good question.
I'm just following the word that Lena used.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. She did say you could even call it murder. So that's where you were going with that.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I got you. Okay.
like,
Okay, I'm not sure. I guess Lena uses female pronouns. I'm generally not sure. Lena is a girl's name, but I don't know. Maybe I'll look in the description or the comment section. I don't know. I'll just use they for now.
special rights to the fetus.
okay, so does the
LPP, does it have to be murder? Is there any distinction to you, like, at all, where, and I'm not saying you don't, where it could be.
I didn't actually use that word. I'm just following the word that Lena used.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. She did say you could even call it murder. So that's where you were going with that.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I got you. Okay.
like, if they're gonna acquiesce to that point, then I'll just follow the logic. So
Sure. No, I'm with you. I appreciate that. Thanks for reminding me of that.
So in this context, about the ubiquitous bodily autonomy, do I maintain bodily autonomy as a father?
What?
When I am expected to provide for the child after it's born?
What? What?
by law.
Yeah, so I mean, this is actually a separate issue, and I have possibly a hot take when it comes to like well, actually, I think it's a fairly consistent leftist view, which is that the state should provide for uh, for a person's basic needs, I believe. So I don't think
Okay,
we should
that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is the right to exterminate another life. Okay, so
Yeah.
do I maintain under the current law, right?
This could be semantics or just my opinion, but I don't consider abortion to be the ending of a life. I see it as preventing a life from starting. Because if you murder somebody who's 85 years old, certainly you would say that that person has lived a life. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that makes it okay or it's not still tragic. You know what I mean? Like, because they could live another 15 years, you know. But surely you would say that that's somebody who had lived a life, was born, lived a life, and then died. But with a zygote embryo develops to a fetus and doesn't get to this to isn't taken to term, isn't born, but rather the person elects to terminate the pregnancy. To me, I don't see how you can say that that's the same thing, that you're ending a life. Surely that's not the same. Like, these two situations are not the same, because the old man was born, you know, he was carried to term, he was delivered, born, you know, had a childhood, grew up, was an adult, and lived to be old, and then died. I don't see how you could say that that's the same as ending a life when it's abortion. So I think, for me, I think it makes more sense to say that it's ending a pregnancy. And it's preventing a life from starting. A lot of times it's preventing a life from starting that would be filled with nothing but suffering and be very short, like in the case of conjoined twins, or you know, children that are born with you know, very severe diseases, and they aren't given a long time to live. It's a unfortunate, you know, morbid topic, but you know, surely in those cases, I think the humane thing to do, if the child isn't going to make it anyway, is to probably to minimize any suffering. But I'm getting off on a ramble. But yeah, so I don't see it as ending a life or terminating a life in the same way.
Do I maintain 100% bodily autonomy with zero responsibility as a father? Yes or no?
It has nothing to do with bodily autonomy at all. Nothing to do with it. This is like your wallet's autonomy, bro. Like, seriously, what an ignorant, like, guy. Like, what a this is how straight men are. Now, and when I say straight men, I'm not talking about any of the straight people in my audience. You guys are the good ones. But this is how straight men actually think. This is that. Observe the straight man in his natural habitat, but don't get too close. He may lash out like a cornered animal.
Well, I mean, again, it's not really relevant to bodily autonomy because it has nothing to do with your body. It has more to do with your finances.
Bro, if you don't pay child support, you go to jail. How does that mean? How are you maintaining bodily autonomy?
Because they're not like nothing is entering or.
Bro, literally the only way that this argument could be valid was if you were arguing that there is 100% chance that you will be butt raped in jail. Then that would be a violation of your bodily autonomy. But just, you know what I mean? Then you would have an argument. But just the fact that no. And I'm pretty sure that's not what he's saying. Unless that, I mean, unbelievable.
Or exiting your body. Like, they're not using your body in any way to sustain the child, right?
What are you talking about? Okay, so you have to go and work and use your body to generate money and income in order to pay for food, shelter, so on and so forth. What do you mean you're not using your body? In fact, I mean, you have to think about this. You have a
bro. Like, could this guy misunderstand the definition any harder? Oh my god.
minimum of 18 years. Bro, listen, you have 18 years minimum liability. 18 years.
18 years. 18 years. She got you for 18 years, and on the 18th birthday, she found out it wasn't his. Now, I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but I can't say the rest of these lyrics.
Minimum liability.
I will be right back. I'm gonna let the video play.
You do realize I just said, like, I don't agree with forcing people to pay for childcare. Like, I think that's a government.
Right, I get all that. That's not the point. We're talking about in the current stage, following your logic of ubiquitous bodily autonomy, being the justification for the execution of another form of life.
And I explained my definition of bodily autonomy wouldn't have anything to do with the response, like with the laws regarding the financial responsibility of the father. Like, it's not in the same ballpark. Like, you can like go down this whole, oh well, you're technically like using your body to produce the financial resources, and it's like that's not what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about a procedure that is life-threatening, that is invasive, that
okay, so let's go back to this. It's life-threatening. It's life-threatening. All right, do you think that it is a large percentage or a very small percentage of women who in modern civilization that die in childbirth?
I'm glad you added the clarifier modern. It would have been quite a slip up.
Dude, we're talking about right now, bro. So if you can be coherent, please, and stay focused on the here and now, what's actually happening now, not hypotheticals. We're talking about the real world. Okay. So right now, are there copious amounts of women who are dying in childbirth?
Yeah, it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant? You just just stated that the threat to their life and whatnot is a justification under your position of ubiquitous bodily autonomy. We justify for them to kill the abortion because it's life threatening. So I just asked you, is it life threatening for the vast majority of women? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm saying it doesn't matter. If it's life threatening to any reasonable extent, and I suppose that there is some like debate over where that is, but I mean it's a medical procedure, like carrying a baby to term is inherently risky, not just life like lethality wise, but in a number of other aspects, right? So I mean the actual percentage that it affects, it really is irrelevant to the argument. Do you see how I'm arguing for a person's right to their own body to assess whether they want to take that risk, not whether the risk is high or low.
Right, but in the context of we're going to exclude rape and incest from this equation because it accounts for less than 1.5% of all abortions. Okay, we're going to look at the 98.5%. So in those instances, was there forceful impregnation?
Well, I think we just established not.
Okay. So did they engage willfully in an act which is known to be the fundamental of reproduction in the human species?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So do they have the option for things such as birth control, condoms, etc., other contraceptives to dramatically mitigate the probability of becoming pregnant through a willful act?
Gosh, I'd hope so. I hope everyone lives in a blue state.
Do you think in red states that contraception is not legal or not accessible
anymore? I actually don't know. I don't know which states had.
Wow, dude, what state do you live in, and how old are you?
You asked me that last time.
I know, and I forget what it is. It's been a while. So,
state and age. So, like, let's get back on topic.
No, state and age. Because if you're ignorant of this, it's just astonishing to me. State and age.
I just said 24 in California, and what?
Okay. So do you actually? Okay. So the point I'm making is that if you, as a 24-year-old, are operating from the perspective that somehow birth control and other contraceptives are not available in other states, the level of ignorance on this topic is astonishing. Like, it's available in every state, dude. Like, this is not an issue. And in the vast majority of places, you can get birth control for free in most states. Okay.
So, I had to go make a. Sorry, guys, I had to go make a drink. Lupin. No, you're just wrong, dude. You're wrong. Like, how can one man be this wrong? You are. Okay, let's calm down. I wish that birth control was free in all 50 states. Like, yeah, like, so there's totally not a conspiracy by right-wing religiously motivated politicians to try and make birth control and contraceptives difficult for people to get, right? That's totally not happening. Like, Hobby Lobby doesn't try and limit its employees from getting birth control. Like, that's just not a thing. Okay. Let's consult Google. I would love to be wrong. So there are some states where doctors and pharmacists can refuse to prescribe or dispense contraceptives. In Texas, minors need parental consent to get prescription birth control. Some states have passed laws to protect access to birth control, while others have passed laws that could criminalize birth control. Virginia passed legislation to protect access to birth control, but the governor vetoed the bill. Good, nice one, really good. Tennessee passed a law to protect a 12-month supply of birth control. Good job, Tennessee. Idaho, more like Udaho, got him. Passed a law to require coverage of a 6-month supply of birth control. I can't tell if that's good or bad. Iowa. The Iowa House of Representatives considered a bill to criminalize the death of an unborn person, which could put reproductive rights at risk. God. Like, they actually want to arrest people who have, incidents that result in them not being pregnant anymore. Like, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I apologize if this topic is difficult for anybody in the audience to listen to. You have my permission to duck out if necessary.
So the whole it's not available thing is a talking point spewed ad nauseum by people who are gambling that there are people like yourself who don't take the time apparently to go and investigate these things.
Yeah, you're engaging in irrelevancies again. It doesn't matter.
Irrelevancies? Okay, no.
So I guess California does offer free or low-cost birth control to all residents, regardless of immigration status. Wow. Oh, I approve. Good job, California. So I guess technically, well, I'm pretty sure he said there are states, plural, where it's free. So haha, I win on a technicality. Haha. Fuck you.
It's very relevant going back to the point that I was making, which is establishing whether or not the pregnancies that would be in question for these abortions, were they the result of willful action, yes or no?
Wow. Let's hear that again. LPP, you are an asshole. It's
not available thing.
Wow.
It's a talking point spewed ad nauseum by people who are gambling that there are people like yourself who don't take the time apparently to go and investigate these things.
Yeah, yeah, that's not projection at all. Yeah, dude, you just don't even take the time to investigate what bodily autonomy is, dude. You don't even understand. It's like, dude, if I use my body and I automatically do something, dude, then that's totally what it is, bro. It's like, because we are bodily automatons because like everybody, all geneticists know that our DNA is a code and we have nanomachines inside of our blood, dude. Everybody knows that we have nanomachines inside our body, like Metal Gear Solid 4. Dude, like you just like take a second to understand what bodily autonomy is, dude. You don't even get it. You're so stupid, dude.
You're engaging in irrelevancies again. It doesn't matter.
Irrelevancies? Okay, no. There's very
Irrelevancies? Me? Irrelevancies?
relevant. Going back to the point that I was making, which is establishing whether or not the pregnancies, and that would be question for these abortions, were they the result of willful action? Yes or no?
So you want to blame the women because they chose to have sex? Is that what you're saying?
I already ceded yes.
Okay, and we're just continue this logic. And do they have
grant they have
do they have a plethora of things? Which hang on, I'm just going to clearly state this. There is no equivocation. Okay?
Let's say all of it.
No equivocations. Do we also agree that there is a plethora of different options to exponentially reduce the probability of becoming pregnant?
I just granted all of it. Let's continue.
Lena, this is for the audience to make sure that there is no confusion. Okay. Now, if this is the case, how is the bodily autonomy defense justified when somebody went into something from a known potential outcome in order for it to justify the extermination of another life form?
Because nobody should have to get pregnant if they don't want to. Nobody should be forced to carry a baby to term and have all the changes to their body that happen with a pregnancy if they do not want to. And that's their decision to make. I mean, I'm of the belief that I think that if you're in a relationship that ultimately it is the person who is going to become pregnant, it's ultimately their decision. They have the final say. I do think that partners should be involved in the discussion. I definitely think that, but ultimately I think the person who will have to carry the baby to term has the ultimate and final say, and it is their decision, period. So it's just just gross. Like everything he's saying just makes me feel weird, like I need to take a shower after I watch this video.
Imagine you offered your kidney to someone else. Okay, this is a comparable analogy because
are you about to try to give me the violinist argument?
It's comparable to the violinist argument, but I mean, it's actually, is it the violinist argument? I guess it is. Yeah. Well, so the point I was trying to make is that you don't, you can give them, let's say you grant them access to your body, right? I believe that at any point you should be able to say, you know what, no more.
Yeah, obviously.
That's my level.
You can grant consent to your body. You can say, okay, the hotel is open for business. Everybody come on in. But you are also able to revoke that consent at any time. That's perfectly fair. Now, the way that I think that they relate this to pregnancy, I think they kind of lose me in the argument, but I would agree with that statement. Yeah, his source is that he made it the fuck up. I love that.
Of respect for bodily autonomy. Okay, so like.
Okay, so does that apply all the way up until the moment of birth?
Yes.
Okay, so why? Just because it's inside of her body?
Yeah, that's the ubiquitous standard.
Okay, so is the baby any more or less viable inside of her uterus or outside of her uterus at that point?
Irrelevant.
Inside, obviously, dude. Inside, where it's connected. Well, viable. If we're talking about like the lady's 9 months pregnant, then yeah, I mean, viable usually has to do with, fetuses that are before 21 weeks. Which is not like 95% of abortions happen before 21 weeks, and 21 weeks is sort of a point where before that, at that point, the fetus does not have a fully formed nervous system, meaning that they don't have fully functional sensory data and can't feel pain in the way that humans do. It's not that they don't have any nerves at all, but they don't have a fully developed nervous system, and they don't have a level of consciousness that a baby at 9 months would have, because like babies can be pretty active when they're that far along. I mean, we've all heard about like pregnant women that can feel their baby kicking. They move around in there. They're like, hey, it's cramped in here. Let me out. But that early on, I don't think that there's a level of consciousness or stimuli that you would have. That's the thing. That's what's important about the time frame, because so much changes so quickly. You know what I mean? They want to talk about, it has a heart week at so many weeks. It's like, yeah, a heart. Did I say heart? It has a heartbeat at like this many weeks. It's like, yeah, but that's not a heart though. You know what I mean? That's like a couple cells. It's not a fully formed heart that's beating and pumping blood. Like, it's like I can see a flicker on the ultrasound. That means it has a heart. It's like, I can't stand the arguments of pro-life people. Pro-life. Fuck off. Yeah, pro telling women what to do, and pro not giving a shit once the kid is actually born.
But we'll say more viable.
More viable which place?
Inside. Is that right?
Okay. So are you saying that while the baby is in the birth canal, and it's crowning, right? Are you saying that until the entire body is out of there, it can be killed?
Well, so now the blowjob principle might apply, right? I think that's a relevant application to the earlier point you were making, which is
right.
that like
I'm coming full circle here. So I'm now coming full circle. So
whoops.
And like she's like giving a.
Oh no! I accidentally turned off the video. No, that was an accident. Jeez.
Okay.
I meant to turn my webcam.
Okay, so does that apply all the way up until the moment of birth?
Yes.
Okay, so why? Just because it's inside of her body?
Yeah, that's the ubiquitous standard.
Okay, so is the baby any more or less viable inside of her uterus or outside of her uterus at that point?
Irrelevant, but we'll say more viable.
More viable which place?
Inside. Is that right?
Okay. So are you saying that while the baby is in the birth canal, and it's crowning, right? Are you saying that until the entire body is out of there, it can be killed?
Well, so now the blowjob principle might apply, right? I think that's a relevant application to the earlier point you were making, which is
Right.
that like
I'm coming full circle here. So I'm now coming full circle. So if you so again, let's establish this. So while it's in the birth canal and is coming out and getting ready to crown, can it be killed then?
I think it depends, like on where. And I know this is getting like super nitpicky, but like when you bring up the blowjob example, I think we're already there. So I'll say like there's a significant difference between giving birth and a blowjob. Still, like when it comes to the stretching of the orifice to get a bit graphic.
Not if you're going to claim bodily autonomy for things that are inside the body. The foundation to your premise is that things that are inside the body are under the control of the body that they're inside. That is the foundation to your position.
Yeah, and that's what I'm being consistent with. I'm saying like because
you're dismissing the penis. But you're dismissing the penis.
Right, because of the difference in circumstances that I just laid out.
Oh, so it's completely subjective, and there is no. Okay, so it's all based on your definition of or your personal decision about whether or not the bodily autonomy should apply.
Well, no, it's my opinion that bodily autonomy should apply. Now we can argue whether.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so let's establish this now. Okay, so you now have the baby is in the birth canal and literally about to come out of the vagina. Okay. How is and we've also established that you're okay. It's inside the body, therefore the woman has control. She can make that decision. So if you have your penis in the exact same position, is she allowed to chop it off if she wants to? Yes or no?
I already said no to the blowjob analogy.
Well, we're talking about vagina right now. We're talking about some real intercourse right now. Okay. So why? So now defend why when you have your unique cells.
Because it's not connected to her body. It's not part of her body. It's part of your body, dumb fuck.
Grounded in a unique genetic code, which is the exact same thing as the baby, and is the foundation to what is a unique life form. I want you to tell me, defend why it is not acceptable for her to chop your dick off, and it is acceptable to kill the child. Go.
I mean, so the thing with how is she going to chop
Hang on a second, Lena. You guys got a bunch of people that want to be let in, and I know Hillary's emails, who we know is back there. But go ahead. I just wanted to let you know in case you weren't seeing it.
They dropped off. If they come back in, we can let them in. But
I get this is like a hypothetical, so I'm trying to be charitable, but like the reason I was like there's no teeth down there, but like okay, I'll go with a thought experiment. Okay.
Well, in ancient times, prostitutes in Asia used to have razor blades that they would hold inside their vagina, and once you stuck your dick in, they would flex in a certain way to hold your dick with razor blades. And
no, that's you're just either making shit up or a liar. Somebody lied to you. Like, has LPP, does he know what a vagina is? Has he ever seen one? Like not on a computer screen, but in front of him? Like, cause like this man seems deeply confused. First off, there's literally, like, I'm cringing just at the thought of this. There's just no way that could be done without injuring the woman. First off. Second off, if a woman, a sex worker or whatever, does that to a man and tries to hold him in place, what do you think that man is probably going to do to her in that moment? What do you think is going to happen to the woman? Like, I mean, it's not pleasant to think about, but that's just so ridiculously stupid. Okay, we're gonna We got 6 minutes left in this debate, guys. We're gonna power through this, but this is probably the stupidest video I've seen all year. I think this might take the cake.
Until you paid, and then they would like hold your dick prisoner until you paid. So this is a completely
and that's not the most ethical thing to be doing, I'd say.
Hey, did you say it's not the most ethical thing to be doing?
Yeah, I mean,
So it wouldn't be ethical for her to blackmail you.
Dude, you just activated my trap card, bro. Oh, I got him good now, dude. You want to talk about ethics? Like, cracked knuckles. Let's talk about ethics. So you think it's ethical for me to double dip my chip? You think that's not ethical? The Hegelian dialectic says I can dip my chip as many times as I want. I'm smart. I'm LPP. And no, it doesn't stand for little PP. So don't say that. It's not funny. Nobody refer to LPP as little PP. Do not do that because it makes him very mad. And I guarantee you he's going to watch this video.
Via your penis.
Do not call him little PP.
For money. But it would be ethical to kill a defenseless child who does not have the ability to defend itself. Is that correct?
I mean, you're labeling it with the whole innocent thing. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean,
so it wouldn't be ethical for her to blackmail you via your penis for money, but it would be ethical to kill a defenseless child who does not have the ability to defend itself. Is that correct?
So I left a comment in this comment section about this part, and it said, so a defenseless child who does not have the ability to defend itself. Yeah, wait to lay on the emotional appeal like thick as molasses, dude. Like I think I'm gonna shed a tear. I'm gonna shed a tear. The poor little defenseless, the little baby can't defend itself. Oh, the little baby. Like you give a fuck about the baby after it's actually born. You know? Yeah, that baby's born. Oh no. Well, this person, she was going to, get an abortion because she can't afford to take care of the child and she's gonna have to put it up for adoption. But, she gave birth. That's a miracle of life. Yeah, so this LGBT family wants to adopt them, and they are very wealthy and would send the child to a great school, and they'd be taken care of. No, not that. Put them in the foster home with the other wretches. But they're multi-million. No, you can't have that kid have two dads. I don't care if they're both on the Forbes list. Take them to the foster home with the rats under the floorboards and the rusty nails. No, I'm not going to pay for tetanus shots.
I mean, you're labeling it with the whole innocent thing. I mean, yeah, sure. Why not? I'm defending bodily autonomy here, and so, yeah.
Right, and I'm extrapolating out your logic about bodily autonomy. Okay.
I feel like my bodily autonomy of my ears has been violated by hearing the shit that LPP is saying.
And is your penis inside the woman when you're having sexual intercourse?
Yeah.
I mean,
so why?
I mean, yours wouldn't be LPP because it probably wouldn't reach to actually penetrate her. But yeah, generally, those of us that have respectable members, yeah, that's what happens. Did your parents not have to talk with you, little PP? Oh, that's why your name's little PP, because I get it. But do not call him little PP, chat. Don't do it.
Is your dick not now under the complete control of the woman?
It's just not. She's not allowed to cut your dick out with razor blades. That's not part of consensual sex.
Have you seen the movie Hellraiser?
Okay. Well, if okay, so
If I laugh, it makes it seem like I'm not losing this debate horribly. Little pee-pee.
So it's not part of consensual sex. So is the babies that exist the result in this context we're talking about? Are they the result of consensual sex? Yes or no?
I mean, in the hypothetical you laid out, yeah.
No, I mean, in like 98.5% of all pregnancies are the result of consensual sex.
Oh, what happens in the other, like 2%? Fuck those people. Like we just don't give a shit about them. Like they're, oh, okay. So because it's a small percentage, then fuck those people. Yeah, fuck those rape victims, right? Right. LPP, you are a scumbag. You have never had consensual sex and never will, because you are a little pee-pee. And I know you're gonna watch this video and get butthurt, but this is why your channel failed. This is why you stopped making videos, dude, because you're too stupid. All you do is act like you're smarter than everybody else because you use way more words in a sentence that are necessary. And you say literally, but you're just another stupid young Earth creationist. You're no better than any of these other ones, but you put on this veneer like, I'm so smart. Look how many syllables my username has.
I'm not. I don't like to grant statistics, but for the sake of the argument, sure.
Okay, is the organism that now exists, is it comprised or generated via half of your DNA?
I should say I don't like
It depends. Am I this child's parent? Like, can you be a little bit more specific, you fucking moron?
granting without fact checking, but
Jay, can you confirm or deny that 50% of the DNA comes from the father and 50% comes from the mother as a PhD?
I mean, I just think that's kind of I think it's off. Like there's probably some asymmetry that I'm not quite remembering, but I mean, I don't. Yeah, what's
we'll go with it, sure.
What'd you say, Lena?
And for the sake of the argument, we can keep going, sure.
Yeah, but I still think I just don't see it. Sorry, maybe I lost track of where you guys were going. Was there? Why did this come up? Why are we going to this?
Well, we're extrapolating this out into the logic of.
I love how confused Jay Bundy is. Shout out to Jay Bundy.
Is
compare the
result of consensual sex? Yes or no? In this context we're talking about, right? Yes. If yes, well, actually, it doesn't matter which kind, whether it's yes or no, but
yes or no. Yes or no. I'm gonna pose a question and say yes or no. It's fucking obnoxious, dude. God. LPP, do you understand the definition of bodily autonomy? Yes or no? No. The answer is no.
Are all fetuses, well, embryos, ultimately generated in
God, I actually had to do a debate against LPP and Bubblegum Gun, if you can believe it. So if you want to see any more of this person, I have a debate on my channel where it's me and Snake Was Right. Shout out to Snake Was Right, by the way, versus Bubblegum Gun and this fucking Claude LPP. So yeah, that happened, and I wanted to die, but we made it through it. So yeah, guys, we got 3 minutes left in this video. We're almost done. I promise you guys, we're almost done.
It's ultimately generated via the DNA.
Right. And is this okay? Okay, yeah. I think we're all with that. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so and Lena is unaware of a lot of things on biology, so I was just asking you as a PhD in.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a digital biologist, but like, yeah. As far as I know, that's where we're at. Like I said, there's always some weirdness because of mitochondria and whatever else. But and like I said,
there can be minor. Well, and there's stuff with like epigenetic tagging and all that kind of stuff happens in getting wiped out.
And then like imprinting, so stuff gets weird. But yeah. But for the most part, yeah, I'm with you.
But there's half from the mother, half from the father. There's slight modifications. I mean, good grief. Nobody's actually counting like, oh, well, there was 3.x million nuclear or a billion nucleotides that were from the mother. Oh wait, in this context of recombination, that was only 200 million from the father. I mean, that's not, nobody's arguing over that, right? It's like it's pretty close to half and half.
Yeah. So we're good. Yeah, it's 50% from each parent, and that's that. Yeah.
Let's be clear, we're also not really often arguing about late-term abortion. Like, I said I would defend it, but it's not the normative case if you're going to appeal to normative situations.
Right, but I'm not just appealing to that. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I also just think that
But
go ahead. I also just think there's a difference between consenting to sex and consenting to pregnancy, right?
Oh, absolutely. But we hadn't gotten.
Great point. Great point. Thank you, Jay. Great point.
There.
Sure. Okay.
Well, no, actually, because
they try and like set that up.
No, actually,
I know that you might disagree with that, right?
No. I already established I obliterated that point. I don't know if you were paying attention already. I already established earlier in this conversation.
I obliterated that point. I don't know if you were paying attention already, but I obliterated that. It's not like I've been wrong on every fucking exchange. LPP, little PP.
That the via access to contraceptives.
No, that does not equate
all those kind of things. Hang on, I'm not finished with we're extrapolating logic as adults.
You're going, but it doesn't work.
I mean, I understand that you have the mental maturity of somebody who's not 24 years old, but that doesn't change the reality that as adults, we have to take responsibility for your actions, and you have to take responsibility for your actions in pretty much any other context, except one that like this, which is actually one of the most important ones and the greatest responsibility you can take in life.
Yeah, you need to take responsibility for your actions. You shouldn't have been raped. Take responsibility for once, you rape victim. Like, jeez.
And then somehow we want to tell people that you can, in spite of all the different ways to account for this, don't worry about it. You can just kill it.
Yeah, because women, they have access to birth control, so they should just take it. You know what I mean? It's not like there are any side effects to taking hormonal birth control, that might affect different women in different ways. They should, just because they can take it, they should just take it. And I'm assuming, that they can afford it and have access to it. I'm just going to assume that. And so, dude, if they don't take birth control, which obviously has 100% success rate, all contraceptives have 100% success rate. Everybody knows this. Then, like, fuck them, dude. No, they shouldn't be allowed to, they shouldn't, dude. Don't kill the little babies, because that makes me feel upset. Like, I don't care about anybody else's life, but the idea of babies dying makes me upset. So I'm going to base my entire fucking argument on an emotional appeal and not care about, anything else that happens to adult women that are alive. You know what I mean? They chose to go out and have sex. So all of their rights are forfeit.
And think that somehow is not relevant to this whole piece. Or from the macro view, if you want to not
and this is literally the same person who will make the argument that, dude, just because a guy chose to have sex and the girl got pregnant, he should not have to pay child support. That's a violation of his bodily autonomy, dude.
Engage. You don't have to worry about it at all.
Wow. Thank you, God. I mean, oh, I was muted. Sorry. I was eating a snack and I didn't want to be making noise on the mic. Wow. Well, mercifully, that video was edited short on LPP's channel for some reason. It just cuts off. So nice editing. I guess you can't do that either. Yeah, that was horrible. I hated every minute of that. I mean, I will say Lena, for the most part, they made pretty good arguments. And Jay Bundy had a really banger like argument at the end there. That was great. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than LPP clearly doesn't understand any of the issues discussed. But on a lighter note, I would like to show you guys this artwork I did. So on the left we have a dog belonging to our co-host of the channel, Aiden. So this is on the left. I know it's hard to tell which is the photograph and which is the painting, but yeah. So the one on the left is the photo of Scooby-Doo. That's the dog's name. I think it's a boy. And so yeah, I just thought that after that horrible video that we just watched, that maybe this would make people feel better. So I've been posting a lot of my watercolor artwork lately because I've really been excited about it and having fun doing it, and so I took this piece on, and I have to say, I did not realize how hard it is to paint fur with watercolors. That's why I also used colored pencils for some of the hair, but I'm happy with how it turned out because I really gave him the Disney puppy dog eyes. I think that's sort of what sells it. So according to Aiden and his fiance, they said I definitely captured the sort of spirit of Scooby, which I agree with. I think I captured the energy of the original photo. But yeah, hail Satan, our Dark Lord and Savior Beelzebub, the Lord of Flies. I bow at thine feet. Please make me whole, and please deliver us from this infernal plane, so we can rule in hell with you for all eternity. Amen. Okay, so like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. We're trying to hit 9,000 subscribers soon, so be a part of that. Leave a comment telling me what you thought. And also, you can check out my Patreon and channel memberships if you would like to support the channel past just subscribing and watching the videos, which I consider to be more than enough. So, don't feel obligated to support the channel if you don't, if finances are tight, then, don't even worry about it, because with how inflation is and with how the economy is these days, based on, the boomers fucking over everything and leaving us in the burning trash fire aftermath. I went to the gas station yesterday because I wanted to get a 12-pack of sodas, of Sprite. The 12-pack of cans that come in the box that you can carry. And they wanted $10 for it. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. That's almost $1 per can, bro. I blame LPP. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, for how much you could enjoy this video. And I will be seeing you guys soon. I'm really planning on streaming a lot more this month. Now, ideally, it would be 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I guarantee nothing in terms of a set schedule. But I definitely will be doing lots of streams, some by myself and some with Aiden. So yeah, look forward